What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Libra Sun sign friends. If you're born between the dates of September 23rd and October 22nd, then you are a Libra Sun sign, and this video is for you. Love is in the air, as it usually is at this time of year, and I wanted to do a love tarot reading for you. But this is not going to be the traditional tarot reading where I tell you, boy likes girl, girl likes boy, will they get together? That's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about you and how you deal with love, what your feelings are towards it. So basically what this spread is going to do is going to tell you what your general energies are towards love, what your general energies are towards giving love and receiving love, and we're going to talk about how you can improve in those areas to bring more love into your life. We're going to be using the Anna K Tarot and the Psychic Tarot of the Hearts to get to the bottom of this issue. So I've already shuffled the cards, so if you would give me a moment to center myself and cut the deck, we will get started. All right, here we go. Let's get right on into it. Gotta make sure everything's in alignment. All right, the first card we're gonna look at is this one, and it represents your general energies surrounding love for Libra Sun signs. And we've got the Fool. Not to say you're a fool. A couple things I want to say before I get into this reading is that, A, this is a general reading for a large group of people, so I'd like you guys to take what works for you and leave the rest, and really try to figure out what these meanings, how they apply to your life. And B, when I'm talking about love, I'm not just talking about your romantic relationships. I'm talking about all your relationships with your friends, your family, your coworkers, your pets, even strangers on the street, any situation where love is given and received. So we're not just talking about romance, though that is included. So let's get down into it. We got the Fool card here. And the feeling I'm getting is that you guys, Libras, generally have a very carefree feeling when it comes to love. You're willing to take chances. You're willing to dive in. A lot of signs, they're not going to give love or receive love. They're not going to engage in a loving relationship unless they know where it's going, unless they have some certainties. But I'm getting the feeling here that Libras, for the most part at this time, you guys like to dive in. You're not so worried about what this relationship is going to lead to down the line. It seems like you're living more in the present moment, and you're willing to take chances, and you're willing to see love as an adventure, something for you to explore. And I think that's a very good thing. I think it opens you up to a lot of new possibilities. Though I imagine there is a downside where maybe you can engage in relationships that aren't to your benefit, that aren't in alignment with your highest good, possibly, since you're just so carefree. Possibly. We'll see what the next card has to say. This next card represents how you can improve, generally speaking, your relationship with love. And we've got well-deserved reward. Just a moment. Give me a minute with this card. I'm getting the feeling of taking a time out to focus on yourself. Hold on a second. That's an odd, getting an odd message here. Yeah, I'm sort of getting the feeling that this card is asking you to be more reflective. Maybe take a time out and reflect on your past relationships and realize how much good you did for those people. And I think that's going to help you improve your current and future relationships. If you realize, how beneficial those loving relationships were in your life and in the life of the other person or the other people, I think if you kind of stop and reflect, that's going to help you to move forward. So like I said, you guys seem to be just willy-nilly going off into the the loving adventures, which is great. But I think there needs to be sort of a time of reflection where you reflect on where you've been, and not to say that you should live in the past. That's not what I'm saying. But just take a moment. Maybe, I don't know how long a moment could be. It could be a day, or it could just be a literal moment. But just really reflect on your past relationships and pat yourself on the back for bringing love to those people. And, if you do that, you will acknowledge that you are a positive influence on somebody. And I think that's going to give you sort of like an ego boost, but for the heart. A heart boost. An ego boost for the heart is what's going to happen. And I think you're going to be able to give even more love in your future relationships with the knowledge that you've done good in the past. That was a weird message. I didn't expect that. Okay, but hopefully that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, let me know. All right, let's move on over to this card over here on the left. This card represents the energies that you have surrounding giving love. Oh my, we've got the 10 of Pentacles. What a beautiful card. Wow, I get the feeling of just pure positivity here. You're very giving in loving relationships is the feeling that I'm getting here. Though the fact that it is a pentacle does send some warning signals up a little bit. So the good is that you're very generous, you're very giving, you're very supportive in your loving relationships. You're like The Rock, right? You're not the Dwayne Johnson, but... more like a sedimentary or igneous. You're just the solid foundation of the relationship, and you're very giving in that relationship, and people depend on you, and you're just there to create happiness. But I am getting a sense here that maybe there's a lack of emotion behind it. Maybe you're just possibly maybe you're just a little bit too focused on the physical and not enough on the emotional when it comes to relationships. Possibly that's just sort of the only downside I can really see to this card is that maybe there can be more emotion put into it. Maybe instead of, being a foundation, maybe you can be a source of positive emotions. I don't know. We'll see what this next card has to say. This next card represents how you can improve in this area, in the area of giving love. We've got new vitality. Oh yes, look at the colors on that. Bring some new spark into the way that you give love. The way that you've given love in the past has been very, it's worked out. It's been beneficial for all, but think of new ways that you can show your love. Think of new ways that you can give love. And one of those ways, like I suggested, is through emotion. Maybe show more emotion to your loving relationships. Maybe take more action. That's another thing. Maybe, plan an unexpected trip with another person that you love. Maybe paint them a portrait or a picture, whatever you do, whatever you're creative in. Maybe make something for your loved one, whoever that may be. Just bring some new energy to it, because being a rock can be a little bit stale. You look at the same rock every day, it never moves, it always looks the same. So just bring some new vitality into your relationships, and I think that's going to help you to discover new ways that you can give love. There's more than one way to give love. There's thousands of ways to give love, and you give love through time, through possessions, through money, through emotions, through ideas. There's so many different ways, and if you really challenge yourself to find new ways of giving love, I think it's going to expand the amount of love that you can give, and everybody wins in that situation. Very nice. All right, let's go on over here. This card represents your energy towards receiving love, generally speaking, and we've got the Knight of Swords. Ooh, give me a moment with this one. Definitely getting the feeling of ego getting in the way a little bit, but I'm not 100% sure why. As we know, the ego can be pretty destructive sometimes, and we sometimes think things that lead to words that we say, which leads to pain or suffering that we might cause another person. And I'm getting the feeling that since this is the receiving of love, I'm getting the feeling that an overactive ego is kind of putting up barriers or blockages towards receiving love. Maybe this is something that you say or feel about yourself, or say or think about yourself, that you're not worthy of love, or that you don't deserve it, or maybe you shouldn't be receiving it, or possibly, and this could be towards the other person who is receiving the love. Maybe they don't really mean it. Maybe they're doing this for some ulterior motive. Just imagine all the reasons your ego mind can invent to kind of put blockages towards receiving love. And I think that's what we're getting here. This is going to be different for each person, but I do feel as though the ego mind is overactive when it comes to receiving love, and you might question it too much when someone tries to give you love. You might question yourself too much when someone tries to give you love, and as a result, you're not going to receive the full potential of the love that someone is trying to give you, because you're basically, your ego is trying to talk yourself out of it. Is kind of the gist I'm getting. So let's see how we can improve this situation. This card represents how you can improve in the area of receiving love, and we've got a beautiful card here, coming together. This card to me is about making a connection with another person, and not a mental connection. This is a heart connection. And so I think what this is saying is that when someone is trying to show you love, when they're trying to give you love, rather than connect with them on a mental level, really open up your heart and try to feel their intention behind it. Try to feel the energy that they're sending to you on a heart basis. And I think that connection with that other person is going to show you the true feelings that the love contains. The ego mind is just putting up barriers, is putting up blockages, and that's gonna detract from the amount of love that you can receive. But if you're going to connect with a person on an emotional level, on a heart-based level, then you're going to feel their true motivations, their true intention behind sending the love. And I think that's a beautiful thing, and it's going to lead to a stronger connection with that person, so that now you can give them more love. And once you give them more love, they can give you more love, and it's going to open up the possibilities for a much stronger relationship. I am getting the feeling that maybe a lot of your relationships are perhaps one-sided. Looking at these cards as a whole now, I see you as a very giving person, but when it comes to receiving, you're not as open to it, sort of, is the feeling I'm getting here. But generally speaking, you're willing to take chances. You're willing to jump in to relationships, and I think that's a positive thing. But remember to take a time out once in a while and just kind of reflect. And there's lessons to be learned even in your successes. I always say that the biggest lessons are your failures, but there's lessons to be learned in your successes as well. So take the time out to pat yourself on the back for all your loving relationships that you've cultured. Or cultivated is the word I'm looking for. You didn't culture it. You cultivated it. And really celebrate that and look back on that and learn from those relationships. As far as giving love, you do a great job, but you're a one-trick pony, sort of. You give love in one way is the kind of the feeling I'm getting. But try to expand your horizons and inject new vitality into your relationships through new avenues of giving love. Whether it's through your time or I've listed those things already, but you figure it out. Okay, whatever you're doing, do something differently, see how it works out. And then as far as receiving love, I do see some blockages here as a result of the ego mind, maybe an overactive ego mind, always trying to analyze things when it comes to receiving love. There shouldn't be any ego when it comes to love. This is an open exchange of pure energy, and I think what this card here is saying is that you need to connect with the people more so that you can feel their energy rather than having it go through your mental filter, right? Rather than having their love go from their heart to your brain and then into your heart, where the brain filters out and adds a bunch of nonsense. Rather, just have that heart-to-heart connection where you go heart to heart and you feel each other, and there's no questions. You can't question pure love when you feel it. You just know it, right? There's no questioning it. So that's the feeling I'm getting for you guys, Libras. Not too much to work on, but there's new ways that you can approach giving and receiving a love that will help you out a lot. So that is the reading. Remember, this is a general overall reading. Not everything applies to everyone, but if you want a specific reading where I tap into your energies, head on over to my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box below, and if you go over there, you can check out the various listings I have there where we can work together to solve any issue that you might be having. If you like this video, please hit that like button. It lets me know that you enjoyed it and got something out of it, so I'd appreciate that. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or need me to clarify anything, put those in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you really enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all my videos. And if you're feeling frisky, hit that notification bell as well so that you get notified whenever a video comes out so you don't miss anything. All right, Libra friends, love is in the air, and you're doing a great job. Keep on doing it, but there's room for improvement. There always is, and hopefully this spread illuminated something for you. So I wish you luck, Libra friends. Lots of love and light. Leave a like if you enjoy this. Happy taroting. Peace.